Hey guys, hey, welcome to Mondays with Mark. I'm Mark, and this is Smokeysteveandmarc. Oh, yes, it is. Welcome or welcome back. Oh, it's really nice to see you today. It really is on this Monday. Oh my goodness. And we're going to have a nice time tonight for sure because it's a cool summer. Oh yeah. I feel like I should have some sunglasses on or something because it's certainly not like a cool summer as in, nice and cool. More like, hey, like cool summer. Get what I'm saying? Goodness. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. It's not about a cool summer because I'll tell you what, today it was 97 degrees. We've really had a heat wave this last couple weeks. It's been quite hot. The humidity has dropped a little bit, which is nice, but is it the kind of hot where like you step outside and within like a minute your skin is all clammy and tacky and it's so hot. Well, tis the season, I suppose, right? But you know what? It's kind of it's not. We don't usually. It's unusual for it to get that hot here. We don't usually see um, I mean, it reaches 90 sometimes, but not like 97, 98, 100. Like usually it doesn't do that, but every once in a while it does. But so yeah, so we're gonna have a cool summer today. We're gonna get caught up with some chit chat first. We're gonna have a recipe to do, and then I thought maybe we'll go out in the garden and I'll show you how that's coming along. And but you know what? I thought it would be great to start with a little positive moment. Been a minute, hasn't it? The positive moments. They're just like, little stories or posts of just something interesting, something positive, maybe something funny, something like that I had found and that I had wanted to share. And this one really touched me in a few different ways, actually, and it's really quite cool. It's about a teenager, right, who was invited to the prom but didn't have a dress to wear, and it was very close to prom. Couldn't afford it, didn't have one, so she ended up making one herself, and she totally went viral for doing it too. Check this out. Woo! So Boston resident Sarah Akinbua, she's going viral for creating a gorgeous handcrafted gown in just 3 days. She had a hot couture dress in mind for prom, and she decided to crochet it herself. So according to her, the materials cost about $60, much less than a designer outfit, that's for sure. However, the project did take a lot of work. Now you might be wondering why this teen waited until just days before the prom to do an entire dress. Well, she got a last minute invitation to the dance, so she had a date but nothing to wear, so she had to get creative. Now her inspiration was an iconic Valentino gown worn by Zendaya at the 2023 SAG Awards. And then when she finally made her public debut in her crocheted prom dress, everyone was completely awed, and rightfully so, right? Bravo to this talented teen, right? I mean, it just goes to show you don't need an expensive designer dress to go to the prom. You can just make one yourself, right? Oh wow, how talented! I'm serious. This was so nice because sometimes I get on my like, well, I don't know, high horse, I guess. I'm like, oh, kids today, teenagers, are so lazy, blah, 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 like they said about us when we were teenagers, But this just goes to show, that's certainly not always the case. So it was really, really nice. And another reason why that it had touched me was my dear friend Louise. I talked about her before on the channel, and we went to her house, I think, at Christmas to see the lights, and that, well, she passed away rather suddenly, and she had cancer, and I guess I'm still processing it, And she was a crocheter. In fact, she made these shorts for me last year. Do you remember? I think I showed them to you. I don't know, or maybe it was the year before, but she was a crocheter, and she was the type of crocheter like Steven's mom that could like crochet anything. So it brought back some memories, and it just kind of, I guess it's something I got to take a look at, So, which brings me to mental health, right? And I was unable to do my mental health video last week because Friday I wasn't feeling well. It was one of those days where I woke up and every single joint hurt and every single thing was an effort to do, and everything seemed overwhelming that day, but I think, but I definitely am. I want to do it this week. Anyway, oh yeah, I did want to say thank you, everybody who showed up to Steve's birthday live stream yesterday. We had such a great time. We had a little technical difficulties at first. We filmed the whole thing in, like the TikTok mode, the up and down mode, because for some reason his phone locked up. I don't know. We should have used mine, I guess. But we had such a wonderful time. Thank you, everybody, who came, and we had a cake, and yes, I made this yesterday, and yes, this is all that's left, and no, we did not eat all of it. We give some to Steve's parents, and I took a bunch into work. I took like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces I took into work, and then him and I each had a piece too, though. It's a homemade Funfetti cake. Ooh, yes. How cool is that, right? Talk about a cool summer. As a matter of fact, would you like to know how to make a homemade Funfetti cake? Well, come on, let's go do it! Oh yes, Funfetti cake it is! In honor of Steven's birthday, I thought it would be so fun to share with you my recipe for a homemade Funfetti cake. Once you have this, you never buy that box stuff again. So let's get started, okay? Here are our ingredients. So as far as the ingredients go, in our bowl here, these are our dry ingredients. And we have 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 3/4 of a teaspoon each of baking soda and kosher salt. And what we're going to do is we're just going to whisk that up until it's incorporated, and then we're just going to set that aside as we work on our wet ingredients. So in the bowl of my stand mixer here, we have 1 1/2 cups of unsalted butter at room temperature and 2 cups of sugar. Now what we're going to do is whip that up. Oh yeah, I shouldn't say whip, but we are going to mix that up until it's nice and creamy, okay? Oh, okay. Nice and creamy. Now, to that, we are going to add 6 egg whites, which are also at room temperature. And then we have 1 1/2 cups of milk, also room temperature. And we do it at room temperature because it really helps for all of these ingredients to incorporate, And then we have some extract here, 3/4 of a teaspoon each of vanilla and almond extract. We're just going to add that all in together. And then starting on low, we're going to mix this until it's combined. Okay, and really, that's all we're looking for there. I know it looks a little funny, right? But that's totally fine. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to add our dry ingredients all at once. I know in other recipes, most other recipes we add it gradually, But this time, we're adding it all at once. And then we're going to mix this on low speed until it's just combined. We don't want to over mix it or anything. And that'll be about 30 seconds, okay? All right, and then finally, y'all, oh yes, the sprinkles. Okay, so we're just going to add about, anywhere from 3/4 of a cup to a cup of rainbow sprinkles in there. We want it to, pop out there, and we're just going to mix that on low until it's just combined. About 10 seconds or so. Ooh, yummy, yummy, yummy. Ooh, that sounded kind of creepy, didn't it? Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to divide our batter in between 2 9-inch round baking pans, which we've lined with parchment paper on the bottom, and then I did grease the sides of it as well, okay? All right. And now we bake in a 350-degree oven for 30 to 35 minutes until it's lightly brown, and of course, a toothpick inserted in the center comes out clean. Okay, here we go. We are good. We are good. Our toothpick came out nice and clean, so we are ready to go here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to leave these cakes in the pans for about 5 to 10 minutes. Then we're going to take them out of the pans and let them cool down completely. So while they're cooling, why don't we make the frosting? In the bowl of my stand mixer again, we have 1.5 cups of unsalted butter at room temperature, 1/2 cup of vegetable shortening, and then we also have in the bowl already 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/2 teaspoon of almond extract. Now, to that, we're going to add 5.5 cups of powdered sugar. Oh yeah, we're just gonna add all this at once. Here we go there. Okay, now this part, we're going to mix this on low speed for 1 minute, just to get that powdered sugar incorporated in there, okay? Then we're gonna crank her up to high and let her beat for 4 minutes. Ooh, okay, let's see what we got. Oh, frosting, look. I love frosting. Who doesn't like frosting? Okay. All right, we are good to go. Now, if you find that your frosting might be a little bit too stiff, just add some heavy cream or some milk, whole milk, like a tablespoon at a time to it, just to thin it up a little bit. I added about not even a whole tablespoon. It was pretty good. So, but have our buttercream frosting ready to go. Let's frost this baby. All right, so our frosting is ready. Our cakes are all cooled down. I cheated and put them in the fridge for a little bit, you know. And I got a nice cake stand there, and I put the first layer on the cake stand. And then the first thing I did was take about 3/4 of a cup to a cup of frosting, and I put it in a pastry bag with a little tip on there so we can make some little decorations at the end, okay? And then we're just gonna frost this baby. We're gonna put, see here, about a cup of frosting on our layer here. And then we're just going to place our second layer right on top like that. Give it a light push down so that the frosting comes out there. And then we're just going to do a little crumb coat on the outside here. And we're going to add more frosting as necessary, okay? All right, there we go there. And then we're going to put some frosting on the top, and then we're going to just kind of spread that around until it spills over the edge a little bit there. And then we'll we'll go ahead and bring that down and around to cover the entire cake. Oh, yes. Okie dokie. All right, we are covered. Yes, we are. All right. Nice! Ooh, it's just enough frosting too. How exciting. All right, so now I'm going to take my pastry bag, and I'm just going to do, I don't know, maybe a few dollops on top here just to add a little something to it. Let's see. Oh, yes. And then finally, our sprinkles, because it wouldn't be a funfetti cake without sprinkles, right? And I'm just going to cover the entire cake with our rainbow sprinkles. And yes, let's make a mess. Oh, homemade funfetti cake. Oh, and it's so good too. Okay, now you're going to want to keep this in the refrigerator, especially if it's a hot day, okay? Because the buttercream will kind of, melt a little bit. But it's pretty hot in the kitchen, and it's holding up pretty well right now. But I am going to keep that in the fridge. So now we're just going to clean up our cake stand, and that's it. There you have it. Homemade funfetti cake. Oh, yes. You know what else is pretty cool about summer? Oh yes, gardening! Now, I thought we'd do a little garden update. I was kind of excited to show you what I had gotten done. Here's Steve's blackberry, look. It's growing really nice. You know, and of course our herbs with our markers we made last week. Look at that. Gosh, I'm too into this, I guess. And look at the thyme, how it's growing. Really, really cool. I like that one. That's the newest one there. And then, of course, our regular thyme. But anyway, the oregano's real big. Go there. Our pumpkins are doing pretty good here. Our pumpkin patch. We have pumpkins and loofah and, oh my gosh, I don't even know what. The little mini pumpkins, the gourds. I can't even remember, y'all. Cantaloupe, I think. And then, the cabbage actually has survived. So far, so good. Although, they are being feasted on by some critters here, so I'm going to give them a spray of some neem oil tonight. Of corn. And our celery here. And next to the celery are beans. They all took off. They're finally starting to vine. They'll vine all the way up to the top there, which is nice. And then look at these. These are old file cabinet drawers from work that we weren't using. We were going to throw them away. So I did our second rotation of carrots in there and in there. I have two of them going there. So, and look, ooh, our zinnias. They are a-bloomin'. Our moonflowers and our morning glories, which we'll here. They're doing pretty well too. We got blooms, very, very nice. And this was one of the things I wanted to show you was the trellis that I built, just using two old branches and then attaching jute twine just to make a little trellis for the tomatoes. Tomatoes, you know, they are a vine. And they are happiest when they're treated that way and, you know, growing up something. So this will look really nice when it's filled in there. And I think that I think it's a nice trellis. It's very easy to do. It looks cool. You know, I have a vision for the whole garden, really. And it's kind of like, you know, forest garden using like all reclaimed and repurposed things. Well, you know, like these. I made all of the teepees out of reclaimed branches, things like that. And here's our potatoes. Look at that. Very healthy, huh? I have one more. Let's see, I'll probably put a little more soil in there to about 1 inch from the top, and then they'll be done and ready to go. Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yeah. We'll give them one more week, and then we'll have some green onions here. And we did plant green onions, white onions, sweet onions, and red onions too. There's one over there, the red ones. All the way down there are the white ones.
Oh. Hi, Oscar. How are you? Oh, good. You remember when we used to do this together? Oh. Okay, I'll come in and give you some loving, okay? Okay, I'll be in.
I was able to get some lights up. I'm not eating it. I swear, I'm not eating it. No, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm really not. I've actually really been cutting down recently, So, we'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the week when we talk. But anyway, did you like the recipe? It's not hard to make a homemade funfetti cake, and I do have to tell you, it's delicious. Now, I said in the recipe that keep it in the fridge, and I still would do that, but when you're going to serve it, I would bring it out ahead of time and let it come to room temperature, because the frost, it gets solid, and you want it to be more, well, room temperature, if you're going to serve it. So, and I hope you like the little garden tour, and I think I covered everything that I had gotten finished up to this point. Of course, there's still a lot to go. I can't wait to show you the finished product, like when I have the pathway down in and have it all weeded and everything. But that pile of, it's like the never ending pile of weeds. I weed it, then I get rid of it, then it grows again, and I weed. Oh, it's just like really something else. But speaking of, the garden and harvest here, I had the potatoes you saw. Look, potatoes. So, like, look at this one. Look how little. It's totally edible. It is. They're so little. That's so funny. There's one big one there, kind of, and there's a fingerling. But this came from. I started in the winter. I started at work in a container at work and just in the window. So now the ones out in the garden in the larger containers there, they'll do much, much better. The yield will be a lot better, and they're outside too, so that helps. But I thought these were cute. I am going to make these. We're going to do something with these, but I had to show you that. And of course, the garlic experiment. Well, we planted last year garlic in a window box to see, what would happen. Well, this is what happened. I got that one, that one, and that one. I got 3. It's like, and they're little too. So this year they're going in the ground. So I'll be anxious to see how they turn out next year. But and then you know what? I still have a couple projects to do too. One of them I've been saving bricks up for a project, an upcoming project, and I find digging out there in the garden, it's very rocky, and I find bricks there, and there's a pile of bricks in the back, and my neighbor has some bricks, and one of the other things is coal. I have never lived where I'm from, like. I never found coal right out of the ground before. It's everywhere here. It's so cool. So I've been collecting it, and I'm going to wash it off, because it gets like real shiny, and real cool looking. And I thought it would be really nice to put in maybe a glass bowl or something, kind of little like a little, I don't know, monument to my town that I live in or something. I don't know. I just think it looks really cool. And when they're all shined up, they look really awesome. And speaking of bricks, look at this that I found. It's a Scranton on it. How cool is that? Love it. So I'll display them together, I don't know, maybe make a stand out of it or something. I don't know. And then I heard that there is a brick out there that says Anthracite City on it. They're very, very old. Now, I didn't research this or anything. A picture of it came up on my Facebook feed, and I'm like, I need to get that. I'll put one on one side, and then I'll put the anthracite on the other side. Get what I'm saying? But I haven't really figured it out yet. I figured just a glass bowl, But I think that'll be really cool. I don't know. Do you have coal in the ground where you guys live at? I was so shocked when I started digging it up. But I mean, when I moved to here, and it's just so abundant everywhere. We could we could get a coal burning stove, and we have free coal. Oh, okay, yeah, that's not real feasible. That doesn't sound right. But anyway, oh my goodness, you know what? But I am happy. The garden's coming along nice. A little slow going there, but it's coming along nice. We do have a lot of blooms. You saw the zinnias, and the gladiolas, they bloomed so nice. There's only 2 that bloom so far, but they're so beautiful. I've never seen gladiolas with that 2-tone color like that before. Really quite nice. Now I can't wait till they all bloom. They're supposed to be all different colors, but the first 2 that bloomed were both pink, so I don't know. But yeah, it's coming along really nice, and I hope you enjoyed it. Boy, I feel like I've been talking your ear off. Oh my goodness, I think it's time to bring this plane in for a landing. What do you think? Oh my goodness, I had a great time today. great time today with you. I really, really did. And I hope that you did too. Summer, for me has always been, well, it's lighter than it is other times of the year, and it's brighter, and it seems it's should I say happy? I don't know. It's just there's a feeling that goes along with summer for me, and it's positive and it's happy, and I hope that you can feel that too, and of course it's not every day, but I do try. I do try to stay positive every day and enjoy life and be present no matter what's going on in my life, and I hope you do too. And I hope you are enjoying your summer. And as summer rolls on, I hope you definitely have a cool one. Oh, yes. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. It does mean the world to me. It really does. Please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. That way you'll know when we have a new video coming out. All of our contact information is right down below. That's our P.O. box and our email address too. You can check us out over on social media. We're on X and Facebook and Instagram. And a special thank you to our friends who are helping out with that. That's Mare with Facebook and Angela with X. Thank you guys so much for all of your help, really. And I guess that's all she wrote. You have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next time, okay? Ciao, everybody! Mwah! Where's that cake at?